Good morning. It is actually a very rainy morning for me, and I thought it'd be a great time to paint a little bit. Oh, here comes the thunder. What a perfect time to paint. So, hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm known as Tiffany Simply Sharp on Instagram, and that is my website, TiffanySimplySharp.com. I have a new class out, and it is painting these gorgeous, fun monarch butterflies. And I really, you know what? Right now, I am loving monarch butterflies because it is just about their time to migrate. I used to raise monarch butterflies, and they just really have special meaning and a special place in my heart. I love how graceful and beautiful they are. I love all that they stand for, transformation and hope and new beginnings. And so I really wanted to embrace the magic of monarch butterflies. So I have a whole course on painting these. But today I am going to paint something like this, a butterfly like this, which I also show you how to paint in my monarch butterflies course. And the reason why is because I wanted something quick and simple that I could show you how to paint, because what I want to encourage you to do is to paint or draw or whatever art you'd like, cut out a butterfly and just post it somewhere. Post it on social media, put it on your YouTube channel if you have one, whatever. And I just want to see so many butterflies in all of my social media feeds. Why? Because I think that would be fun. Why not? Why not just do something just because it's fun and just because I think it would just be awesome, amazing to wake up and just scroll and see just a ton of butterflies, right? Who doesn't want that? I mean, if you don't want that, I guess that's fine, but that's what I want. So, the reason why I'm doing this is because I am celebrating the grand opening of my school. It is the Tiffany Simply Sharp School on Teachable, and because we have the Olympics right now, I'm calling it the opening ceremonies celebration. And I know in the Olympics, they used to, maybe they still do, they used to release doves, but I don't think they do that anymore. And I thought, well, what if we released really pretty butterflies? And, I know I'm sorry. Let me discuss what I'm doing here. I'm drawing this kind of sideways. I don't know why, I just am. But I just wanted to release butterflies for my class, just for a fun celebration. So, in order to encourage people to release butterflies as well, I figured, you know what? Maybe I should do a quick tutorial to show everyone how to paint a butterfly. Again, you don't have to paint one if you don't want to. You can do whatever your art type is that you love doing. So you can see how simple that is. I just put some paint down in these shapes. Like, you can see that it doesn't really matter what shape you start with or how the orientation of the wing is. You can always readjust. So I'm just making some very simple butterfly wing shapes. You can make it very rounded like this, or sometimes butterfly wings get really pointed like that. That's kind of a fun one. Let me try that. And the paints that I'm using, are by a company called Renaissance, and I really, really love how creamy and bright and saturated these paints are. They are just a little bit of paint goes a long way. And so I just love using this brand, but you can grab any watercolor paint you want for this technique. So kind of do an outline, and then I fill in with lots of water. And then I like to go back and put in, this is called dropping in, drop in lots more color after that. And then let me mix a color here. Let's try this. This is supposed to be Naples yellow reddish, and it's kind of a peachy color. I love mixing it with everything. Gives it kind of an opaque look. Let me just do that for the bottom wings. So you see how my wings aren't very symmetrical. This side doesn't match with that side, and I truly think that that's what makes it look like a butterfly in flight, having wings that are not symmetrical, because that's pretty rare to be able to see a butterfly just straight on and see a very symmetrical butterfly. I think it makes it just look a little more realistic, but also it's a little secret to being able to have fun and let go and just let yourself know that not everything has to be perfect. And that's really what my class is all about. It's about embracing imperfection. I really geared these classes. There will be a series of classes, but I just have one right now. I'm gearing these classes towards beginners. If you've never tried watercolor before, if you are a beginner watercolorist, even if you're a watercolor enthusiast and have done this a long time, there's always going to be something to learn. So I really want to make these painting lessons accessible and affordable too. So I have broken up the themes into different lessons, and it's a full class. Each lesson is a full class. So the lesson on monarch butterflies, which is available now, is a full class where you can learn how to paint these gorgeous butterflies from start to finish. I go over in detail how to put the first layers down. We go over a technique, and the technique for this class is splattering, and you saw me do some splattering there, but I go over a whole range of splattering, different tools, different ways of splattering to get different types of marks. And then, of course, the detail on a monarch, the wing detail is crucial. And I use a little bit of mixed media to do the wing detail. And you can see, I mean, the butterflies can have all different shapes, but you know it's a monarch just because simply the detail of the wings. So I'm going to include a mixed media component for each class, for each lesson. And for this one, it's working with paint pens to get that very detailed wing outline, the veins and the outline, of course, and then the body and all that stuff too. And then we kiss cut, or I kiss cut. You could fussy cut if you want to. So I call it the same thing. It's interchangeable. But I'm going over how I like to cut and the different types of scissors that I have and which ones I like to use and all that too. So it is a complete lesson. Oh yeah, and then I think I already mentioned, because I like to encourage people to break out from the exact thing that's taught in the lesson and to just find your own style, I went and made these butterflies just to give you an idea of where you could take this if you wanted to add your own style. Oh, and then I already hung up my really, really big, giant butterflies in a different room already. Maybe I'll go grab those. This isn't quite dry, so that's why I'm talking. So let me grab those and I'll be right back. Okay, here are the really large butterflies that I painted a while ago just to play. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do right now, is just to grab any paper. Watercolor paper is the best because it's thick and it will do with water what is the best for your paint to just behave in really cool ways. Okay, let's just say that. So without getting into all the technical details of watercolor paper, it definitely will help your artwork, your watercolor artwork, look its best. However, if you don't have watercolor paper, just use a cardstock weight type of paper. If you have mixed media paper, that's great also. But yeah, if you can get your hands on some watercolor paper, that's always the best. And then, yeah, so wings that are in kind of a different arrangement from one side of the body to the other. Don't you feel like this is definitely a butterfly in flight? And sometimes our wings get a little crazy. I mean, look at this one. I definitely would have thought, oh, that's a really odd shape. But don't worry. If your butterflies at this stage, if you're following along, and I hope that you are, if at this stage your butterflies look a little odd, that's perfect. You can see that they don't look great right now, okay? But don't worry, I'll show you how to make them look really gorgeous. And that's really the fun and the magic that I want to show you a little bit right now. Of course, in my class, we go into a lot more detail about this, but I just want to give you a little sneak peek into some of the techniques that I use to really make your artwork, your watercolor artwork, something beautiful, something that you'll treasure no matter what your skill level is. All right, so has this one dried? If your paper kind of bubbles up a little bit, you know that it's not quite dry. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up a little. Okay, that looks good. Now, let's just grab any kind of marking tool that you have. I love these Posca paint markers. I have them in all kinds of sizes. This one, I believe is a size 3, and this one is a 1. But you can use whatever pen you want or marking tool. I also have this Pigma graphic that's great for detail work too. I'm gonna just stick with this one for now. So in order, oh, actually, let me get the thicker one out. Let me get a really, really thick one out because I need to make the body, and this will just go faster for me to make the body. On these guys, I painted the body, but I'm going to use a marker just for the sake of time because it'll dry faster. So for the body, I just like to make a head. Then this part is called the thorax, and all the wings attached to the thorax. If possible, if your wings are spread out too much, you don't have to make them attach only to the thorax. It's fine. If it gets into the abdomen a little bit, whoop, marker's drying out. And don't worry about making a perfectly round circle. Ovals, elongated ovals are the best. Okay, so really, I mean, you don't have to go into, don't spend a lot of time with this, okay? As your butterfly is flying around, you never notice quite what the body shape is. It is all over the place. A lot of times you don't even see a butterfly's body. And then the antenna. However you like to make the antenna, make them really fun and whimsical. Make the lines, you know, wavy and wonky. That's a lot of fun. Okay, and then if you don't have all these sizes, it's okay just to stick with one. A nice dark outline is perfectly fine. And then I like to go very loosely and freely a couple of times around each wing. You notice I didn't go like right on the line. I did not spend a lot of time and carefully trace this around because I find that if I do this very loosely, it makes the butterflies look like they're in motion. So that is the great thing about painting and drawing butterflies, is that since they are always in motion, it is a great subject because they always look a little bit wonky, imperfect. We never, like I said, get that straight on view where everything looks super symmetrical. So this is a good time to just embrace that and have fun. Now, if you have any other colors, you can add different colors and patterns to the wing. I'm just gonna stick with this for this wing, and then maybe I'll use my white. I do love a good white marker. And just do some stripes here. Now is the time, if you don't love the shape of your butterfly wing, you can always outline it a little bit different. You can add these stripes in any way you want to just help the shape of your butterfly a little bit too. Just because you have this paint here doesn't mean you have to follow within the lines of the paint. Don't color in the lines. And then, should I give it eyes? I don't think I will. Let me just do some dots. I kind of love this wing, how it has this area right here where I had a lot of water, and it's called a bloom, and I just love that. So I'm going to leave that part alone. Oh, and just because normally butterflies their wings match on opposite sides, so that's symmetrical, I'm going to not do that and just make them asymmetrical, just for added, just because, just to make it fun. All right, so here's a couple of butterflies. So now I encourage you to cut these out, because cutting them out will definitely add to the interest and make them look even cuter than they are. And if you want to learn how to paint the butterflies like this, the monarch butterflies, they do have a little bit different shape. Monarchs do tend to sit on a flower and rest in this shape, so that's why I kind of concentrated on making them this shape. So I'll go over that with you in class. In the class, it's 120 minutes of video instruction, and it is downloadable. Also in the class, you'll get a downloadable booklet, and here's the booklet. This is what I printed out. So you can print that out. It has a full supply list of the supplies that I use to paint these monarch butterflies. Here's the techniques I go over. Splatter effects, using paint markers is the mixed media component. And then I include a useful lesson tip, and this one is on kiss cutting, but with each lesson, now we don't have any more, I don't have any more lessons right now, but I can tell you the second lesson is going to be, oh, here's some, on these beautiful flowers. Let me see if I can find the rest. There's a bunch here. I just have to find them. So that's going to be the second lesson, and we'll focus on a different technique, watercolor technique. Just go into depth on a watercolor technique. I use a lot of watercolor techniques in these lessons, but I want to focus on one at a time and go into detail and a little bit more in depth about each one. So like I said, for the first lesson on monarch butterflies, I went into detail about splatter effects. For this one, we'll have a different useful tip. It will be about water, using water in watercolor, how much water, how to control the water, how to rinse your brushes, that kind of thing. And then here's the encouragement to go beyond. Here's a page with my contact information. So that is the downloadable booklet, and I'll include a downloadable booklet in each lesson. So the reason why I wanted to make these separate lessons is so that I can concentrate on a different theme each lesson, and you don't have to purchase every lesson. It doesn't obligate you to buy every single one. You can choose whether you like lesson 1, whether you like lesson 2. Maybe there's 10 lessons and you can just choose 3 out of them that you really like, that speak to you. And they're at a really affordable price, so you can just pick and choose what you like and try them out. So right now I'm having the opening ceremonies celebration sale, and this class on monarch butterflies is only $21. So $21 for a full lesson, and you get to create these beautiful butterflies. It is going on only until the 10th of August. So after the 10th of August, goes up to the regular price of $30, which is still a great deal. So either way, you're getting a great deal. But I encourage you to cut out your butterflies or make butterflies of any type and surround yourself with butterflies. Take pictures and put them on social media if you want. If you do that, please tag me. I'm at Tiffany Simply Sharp on Instagram and on Facebook. I would love it if you use the hashtag SWS Monarch Butterflies. So SWS is simply watercolor series, but that's just a way for me to be able to find your beautiful butterflies. I do have a free giveaway going on right now, and the giveaway is for enrollment in my Monarch Butterflies class. So if you use that hashtag SWS Monarch Butterflies and you go to my post on Instagram, I'm at Tiffany Simply Sharp there, and all the details will be on my post, on my giveaway post on Instagram. I'm choosing a winner on the 8th, so make sure you do this by the 8th. Check out the post, it'll give you all the details. So here we are, I cut these out. I just wanted to give you a final look at how awesome they look after they've been cut out. You can continue to add many more details to this still. They don't have to be whatever you would see on a realistic butterfly. Just add the details that you want, whatever speaks to you at the moment. Thank thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like to see more tutorials like this, please like this video so that I know that you'd like to see more of this type of content. You can follow me here. You can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you so much for letting me be a small part of your day today. Bye.